Good day, AVZ traders. I trust you are well. Welcome to broadcast number 110. This is Dr. George. Market is still live. This is US100, US session. We've just had a pristine storage number one at the open setting up for us. And this was it. And when you do see this, you've got to look to take it. Your target, of course, is 1 times risk reward. And you can see we have the low of yesterday here. And if you had taken that particular trade, you would have been rewarded nicely. Okay. And of course, remember we said we don't put our take profit right at the target, just a little bit higher. So as it just happened, not as it just happened. When this sets up like this, it usually gets to 1 times risk reward very quickly. When we go to 1 times risk reward, so you would have been rewarded pretty nicely. All right, guys, I took that trade, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now, just to show you something which came up in the Q&A. Now, this took place into the end of the US session. That's pretty late in the day. The question was, if we see a bull breakout candle above the low of yesterday, is a storage number one at any time? And, in the discussion, we spoke about, if you have a leg one, leg two, etc. But the basic answer is yes. If everything ties in, that would be storage number one, occurring at any time. The only problem with this, of course, is that if we do this, that there was the high of today, which was also the high of the US session. So that would be a problem for the bulls in taking that. So the only concern or the only real filter is that. That's why I probably wouldn't take it, because it's just right next to it. You probably wait. You would have to wait to see if we had a breakout, and maybe you can take a follow through or wait for storage number two. Of course, because you're going into the end of the US session, I would not be taking that trade at all, because you're making so many assumptions in the last few candles. However, if this candle had closed as it did on its high, anywhere within here, giving you 1 times risk reward to that high of today, that would have been a valid trade to take. I just want to have a quick look at UK100 again today. This was the first candle. Yep, open of London markets. And the problem with that, of course, is you can clearly see a less than 1 times risk reward to the high of yesterday and even the high of today. So you'd need to wait. And you see that breakout, and you're saying, well, if it closes on its high, then becomes the first breakout that becomes still storage number one. We are in the open, first 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, first 90 minutes, all considered as the open. But we didn't get it, so you'd have to wait. Now, we got the bears trying to sell off, failed. Then we have the bulls coming in again. So you can look at it one of two ways. You can call it, okay, I'm still at the open, didn't like that. Now I've got that as a follow-through entry. You can still take that. And if you taking that, you can put your stop beneath the candle or beneath any of these, because you've got the key level here, the high of yesterday. So you could do that, or alternatively, so you could do that. If we say beneath here, you could do that candle, because you're beneath the low of yesterday. Or if you wanted a measured move stop, it would be down here, which is perfectly fine. So you could take that as strategy number one. Or you could say, hang on a second, this could actually be storage number two. So you could take that also as storage number two. If you didn't take any of that because you didn't like it, and you waited and just waited, and you'd have seen, oh, okay, here is a strategy number two setup. So you could take that as strategy number two. If you want to take that, you could take that as strategy number two as well. So you could take that, measured move stop, just below the or just below the below the high of yesterday. If you took that, measured move stop is here. So one of these, you took it and you hang on, and you didn't rush to tighten your stop and get stopped out, would have rewarded you. So traders, I hope you enjoyed this one, two, three examples plus US100. We shall catch up again. Sincerely appreciate your time. Take care and bye-bye.